welcome back to my channel, Lady in the Drink. Today I have a new cocktail for you. It's slightly similar to something that we've done before, the Manhattan. It's in fact a sort of blend of two cocktails, the Manhattan and the Brooklyn, which was very similar to a Manhattan but dry, with dry vermouth. So this originated in New York, this one. It's called the Red Hook at a very famous bar called Milk and Honey, which has since closed, unfortunately. So I will never be able to go and taste it there, but let's keep the memory alive by making one of their great cocktails. So it comprises of 2 ounces of rye. I like this Rittenhouse rye bottled in Bond. It's pretty spicy and it seems to be every bartender's go-to reasonably priced rye for mixing. We're going to use some Maraschino, between 1/4 ounce and 1/2 ounce, depending on how sweet you like it, and some punt, 1/2 ounce of this. Punt is an Italian, it's sort of a vermouth, but it's also a bit like an Amaro. Punt itself, I think, means 1.5 points, so 1 point of sweetness and 1/2 point of bitterness. It works really nicely here because it does give you that slight extra, something that vermouth by itself wouldn't. But you could kind of sub it with, maybe if you have some Amaro, you could do exactly like they say, make a blend. Blend up 1/2 part Amaro and 1 part vermouth and keep that, and maybe use that instead if you can't get your hands on this, because I know that at the moment especially, super hard to track down niche ingredients. Anyway, without further ado, let's get going on this cocktail. So in with big boy, little boy. That sounds very weird. We'll not say that again. Anyway, so we're going in with 2 ounces of rye. And we're going to follow that up with, I'm going to go for 1/2 ounce of the Maraschino. I kind of want to see the cocktail at the full end of its flavour spectrum. Okay, 1/2 ounce of that. Oh. Yes, going mad. I'm like, did I even pour the right amount? Can I read? Who knows anymore? Anyway, onto the puntimas. 1/2 ounce of this. This is another one of those really nice, easy 3 ingredients. Keep it simple. You might have noticed I'm trying to make cocktails that don't include lots of fresh ingredients like citrus, because, you know, who knows if you have it or not. Whereas this kind of stuff doesn't go out of date, and we're all good. So we're going to stir it. As you should know by now, we are stirring it to dilute the cocktail and to chill it. So we're going for about 15 to 20 seconds. Admittedly, a metal vessel would scientifically be the better choice for this, but sometimes aesthetics get the better of us, and, you know, it just looks nice in one of these old-fashioned kind of mixing glasses. So, we're nearly there. Okay, you can smell this from here, it smells great. I'm going for a Nick and Nora, just fancied it. It's supposed to be served up. I have heard some people say that this is actually a great cocktail to serve on the rocks as well. So if you would like to drink it on the rocks, then be my guest. So let's pour this up. As you can see, these Nick and Noras are pretty big. I mean, this is a standard spec for a cocktail, 3 ounces of alcohol plus dilution. But this doesn't really fill to the ideal, I call it the wash line, like the line that the drink comes up to. I mean, we're drinking at home, does it really bother us? Probably not. So, let's give it a taste. Oh, it smells really aromatic. It smells like cherries and quite perfumed. Oh, I'm thinking, oh, cherries, how exotic. I wonder where that came from. And I remembered that there's Maraschino in here, which obviously is cherry flavoured. So, no points for me today, I'm afraid. Anyway, let's give it a taste. Cheers. I'm not a huge Maraschino fan, but that's nice. It's not, I could probably dial it back to 1/4 ounce. Personally, I might prefer it like that. I find sometimes that Maraschino has a slight lipsticky sort of quality to it that I just can't settle with, but it is interesting. Much more, it's almost more floral than a Manhattan, and with a bit of the bitterness from the punt. Yeah, really nice. I like it. Would make again. Hopefully you'll enjoy it too. Let me know in the comments if you've been making any of these simple 3-ingredient cocktails. And yeah, as far as history goes, I don't think there's much more to add for this one, really. It was created at Milk and Honey. I don't have an exact date for that, sometime in the 2000s, I think, off the top of my head. Named Red Hook after Brooklyn, I believe. Please don't come at me if I'm wrong on that. I'm not a native New Yorker, as you can probably tell from my accent. Yeah, so the Manhattan and the Brooklyn, there were a couple of other cocktails that were named after the boroughs of New York. No, boroughs of Manhattan. No, boroughs of New York. We'll get there eventually. Yeah, so there were a couple of cocktails named after those boroughs, and I think the Manhattan, we've already covered the history of that. The others came around the same time, I think, just slightly later. So this is a much more contemporary cocktail, as you can see from kind of this isn't something that really was featuring in those more Prohibition era cocktails. Of course, rye was definitely, and Maraschino, to be fair. But yeah, I think that this is a lovely, more contemporary take. It's pretty well balanced between sweet and dry. Any excuse for another sip. Sort of reminds me of, weirdly enough, Parma violets. I don't know why. Anyway, cheers, happy drinking, and I'll see you next time.